Now, these are painted doors. They don't generally come painted.
So you got to get them painted.
Yep, and we usually, if we do the construction, we handle the guy that gets them painted.
Go ahead and
right now, it's down on the bottom landing. So you hear it come up right now.
Okay, so we're pushing the button.
Yep, it's a constant pressure button. So you hold it until it gets there. You can let off. The door automatically opens for you.
And so
they're on a timer. So it'll time out. We can adjust the timing on it. Usually about 18 seconds. Allow somebody in a wheelchair to get in, get comfortable and situated.
So we're in.
Yep.
I'll take a shot up.
This is the masted unit.
So the door's shutting.
Automatically locks. So we're at 2. We can go down to 1 first.
Okay.
Give you an idea. It's a hydraulic unit. So right now it's just releasing the pressure, lowering the unit.
And we walk out. So I'm going to turn around and get a shot of that.
It's a manual lowering device. In case the unit were ever to shut down, they're allowed to open this box up and we can manually lower the unit to get somebody out.
And this is all 110?
Yep. And here's your DC disconnect and your AC disconnect. Allowing us to shut down the unit to do service on it.
And then there's the manual drop.
Yep, this is the manual lowering device.
So if for some reason you lost power,
correct, yep.
That you would go in there and that would allow you to drop the pressure.
All it is like a little cable. It just releases the pressure on the valve and it lowers the unit.
And then would that unit come all the way down to the bottom level then?
Come right down to the bottom of the level, and then we keep a key for these doors. There's a little keyhole slot right here. You can just unlock the doors and hold them open in case of an emergency again.
And these doors would look very similar to what we would have?
Those are the same doors you'd have. The exterior door might look a little bit different because it's an exterior insulated door. It might be a little bit thicker.
Okay, so now we're going to get back in and go up to the 3rd floor or the 1st floor? The sanctuary.
3rd floor, yep. It'll be top floor. And we got an alarm button here.
So that's
in case you were to get stuck in the elevator. There's also the emergency phone dials, usually to like a police department, fire department, depending on. In Eau Claire, they might have it to the fire department where they'd end up coming and getting the person out.
Okay, and so the lift goes all the way up to there, and then eventually we're going to get to right there.
Yep.
And you built all these?
Yep, we built the shaftway.
Would this shaftway be similar to what?
Be exactly, pretty much the same
like
thing.
This.
And when you get upstairs, you'll see how this we built it right into their sanctuary. It's the same situation you'd be dealing with. These are capable of handling 750 pounds. So it's usually somebody in a wheelchair and then a person accompanying them. And you gotta hold down the button, constant pressure, door automatically opens. Very top floor.
Okay, so now we walk out. And you can see the elevator lift, the door shuts, and then right into their sanctuary.
Yeah. I don't remember how.
So the shaft would actually be an enclosed, sheetrocked.
Yep, enclosed, finished sheetrock area.
And then the outside.
Get a shot.
Okay.
Now, this gives you an idea of how it comes into your, how much space you're taking out.
So this is what ours would look like in the back corner.
Yep. And yours are probably, since you have a vaulted ceiling and taller ceiling, you'd probably just have a ceiling over it.
And then the door would open up and then open up to the paneling wall over there.
Yep, correct. I think we had discussed it to open that way.
Yep.
So.
Okay. And that would be almost exactly the amount that, the same?
Yep, because this is a enter exit opposite side, so they're a little bit different in size. So yours would be in the same situation because you'd have an enter exit opposite sides.
But we would be coming out this way.
Yep. But downstairs they have a door that goes out this way. So it's that size of a unit, that size of a shaftway. So you're looking at the exact same size. And I think they lost, you can see they probably lost 2 pews they had to pull out.
Yeah, they lost 2 pews, and we figured we would be able to take the 1 pew that, lose 2 pews too, the small pew and then another pew, and then we'd be able to move the other ones up.
Forward, yep, because you need all space to
Yeah.
get out of that door.
I just wanted to make sure that we could give people a good example and then see it on the screen, and then,
Yep.
you gave a good example. So why don't we run?
It's hard to picture it, sometimes
Yep.
you see it makes a lot more sense.
And that way our congregation can make a decision based upon, like I said, this isn't an elevator as much as it's a wheelchair lift.
Yep.
3 people could easily get on if an elevator's not on, you know what I mean?
Yep.
So, but once again, this is at the top level. It's the sanctuary level. I'm going to have Josh hit the button again. So as you can see, there's the button.
Since it's at the floor, it just opens
it's ready
the
to
door.
go.
For instance, if it wasn't at the floor, you just hold down the button and it'll bring the platform to the floor.
Okay, so you have to hold the button down until it gets to the level that you're going to get on at.
Correct, yep.
Okay.
It's all constant pressure.
So because the door, or because the unit was actually on this level,
Yep.
it opened up right away.
Yep, correct, yep.
If it was downstairs, you just keep holding the button
Yep, you just
until
hold
it
the
gets
button.
here.
Yep, and
Then the
it'll
door,
raise.
right, then the door will kick open when it gets to the point where it needs to be.
That's correct.
Okay, one other question. If somebody's outside and wants to use it and it's downstairs and they're just getting off, once again, do you hold the button down? Do you continue to hold the button down?
If you were to hold the button down and somebody's downstairs getting off, if you just held the button down, as soon as that door closes downstairs, the lift will take off and come to you.
Okay, so there might be a little delay
There might be a short delay.
if somebody else is using it.
Yep.
I mean, if they're going down, it's not going to reverse it and bring those people back. It's going to let
Correct.
them go down, drop them off, door's going to shut, and then it will come back up to the level where they're pushing the button.
Yeah, that control panel inside of there on the lift will take priority.
Okay. All right, let's do it again and we'll ride down, and I think, but it's 110 electricity.
Yep. And it would be a dedicated circuit. So in your
emergency
panel-
phone, you've got floor 1, 2, 3, which is what we would have.
Correct, yep.
The alarm is just for,
In case you get stuck in here, and if somebody were here and you just need to let them know, hey, I'm stuck.
okay,
And the alarm actually, well, if you're at the floor and you hit the alarm, you can
The door
obviously
will
the
open?
door opens.
okay.
Because it knows that somebody's in
And the emergency
distress.
stop is,
That's just if something were to happen and you need to stop it from inside, you can stop it. It'll sound the alarm. If you're at the floor, it'll open the door as well.
that's not,
Nope.
okay.
So then the alarm goes off, just to let somebody know if somebody is here and something happens.
Okay.
Then to let them know, notify somebody in the room. If nobody's at the building, you're stuck in here. That's when you want to use the phone.
Okay,
Call
so if
emergency
nobody else was
personnel.
here and you were stuck, call the, okay.
Yep.
And there's no way, the only way to get this manually down is from the outside manual.
Correct.
Okay,
Yep.
so if you're in here and for some reason it didn't work and nobody's here, that's why you would call the,
Yep, exactly. Because then somebody could let you out.
okay, so now we're going down to the second floor. You're holding the button until
Yep.
we get there.
Constant pressure, yep.
So you've got to hold the button down until you get to the second floor. Once we get there, the door should automatically open.
Yep. The light at the top of the shaftway, it's a 24-hour light.
24-hour light,
Yep, so that will not be switched. It'll just be on all the time.
So now we're almost back to the level that we came in on. door opens up, and this would be as though we were walking down into our basement, you know.
Either this would be your mid landing, so this would be going outside. That one behind you would be your basement door. So I think if we got into your church, you'd be walking in at the entrance.
Actually, the door would open up to the panel, so this would be right.
Yep, and then we'd have to go down to go to 1 because that would take you down to your basement, right?
Yeah, if we walked in the door.
Yeah.
So, once again, this is what the shaft looks like, all the way to the top.
Finished drywall.
It's finished drywall. You've got the door, you've got the actual lift, and the lift is all hydraulic, 750 pounds. And then, as you can see, that's a couple steps, goes down into one of their fellowship halls. But this is how our door would look on the outside.
Yep.
This is the way.
And I'm not sure if yours would come with window or not.
And that's fine. But as far as the swing, it would open up, you know, just like this. The button would be located somewhere, like on the side of the church. You hold that button down. Could you hold that down one more time?
Yep.
And this is how we would enter the door. It'd be an insulated door with a deadbolt, and then a person. And would the finishing off be the same as that, so you can walk?
Yep.
You roll right in.
Yep.
It'd be just like that. So you've got a nice steel plate that you could push the wheelchair, or people would walk right in. 3 people could easily fit in this, if there wasn't a wheelchair.
Yeah, without the wheelchair. And usually, if it's a wheelchair and another person.
All right. Wonderful. And the warranty on this is?
It's I believe it's a 1-year labor and then 2 or 3 years parts. I think it might be 3-year part.
Okay. And you guys do service all of these?
Yep. The first year of service we cover. And then after that, we'd write up a contract for service for a year after that.
Is there any maintenance that needs to be done on these?
Yep, that's what the service contract is. It's just generally just going through everything. Sometimes you need to lube some of the chain or some of the guides or something like that.
What's the cost of that?
That depends. It depends on if you would like to do like a quarterly thing, and that varies depending on where it is. You know, that's something you'd have to just go over with Wayne.
Okay. But if you did it once a year or twice a year.
Yep, I think these we usually either do, you know, I think they have theirs on once a year, depending on how much you use it, you know.
Yeah. Well,
the more you use it, you definitely want to look at it more, maybe even quarterly, or maybe a couple times a year.
Yeah.
Just because
could you ask
watch his
him
guides.
to put that on the quote?
Yep, on a service.
So that
what a service contract might cost.
Yeah, and I would.
Like I said, the first year we will.
It's covered.
Yeah, we cover it. We will look over it after for the first year.
Okay. All right, I think that is it. So here's a good example of where you can see the elevator door and then the shaft, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And where that shaft, you know, because basically our doors are the same, you know what I mean? We've got the 2 doors. And the nice thing is we're not going to lose anything on the pastor's office if the congregation decided that a wheelchair lift was the answer. Short term, you know, to get us through until, you know, we can move to better everything. And then this would be in the corner back there, and that would come out, and that's a good example because, like I said, our doors are exactly the same there.
Yep.
Elevator door would be. The only difference is we wouldn't have a door here. You know what I mean? It would come up and the door would be on this side.
Correct. Yep.
You know, obviously we would
just out there on that.
Right. So we wouldn't have a door where you see it over here. The door would be on this side, and then you would wheel somebody out or walk out over here and then come out and go into church. So, but that gives a good example of what the shaft would look like right there. And then that individual would either be pushed in a wheelchair or just walk out and go into church.